So hello and welcome to Making Materials again. It's summer holidays now, so I'm going to try and make a lot of these over the holidays while I don't have much else to do. Today's game is called Circle Sentences. So here is the circle. In my school I'm quite lucky because we often have half classes for the Ninense and Sannense students, which means you have about 15, 16 students in a half class. So the students will be divided into two teams simply by putting A or B markers on each chair in the circle, which is quite nice because usually they will try to sit next to their friends, and when they do they suddenly find actually they've been separated from their friends because their friend is in another team. Teacher's chair, you can put a letter on it or not, depends on the numbers you have if you want to keep it even. So you'll have all your students sitting around in a circle like this, and the sentence part are past tense sentences. This game was designed because I really found that students, when they came to do irregular past tense, or regular past tense, come to that, had problems memorizing the past tense words, and activities where they had to translate the words, for example, buy, bought, go, went, were very difficult for them. So this activity, they get a lot of repetition of the past tense words, but they don't actually have to recall them. They just get them drilled into their head by repetition, repetition, repetition. All they have to do is complete the sentence. It's a very, very simple but very effective game. So we take the first card. In this case, I bought a plane ticket and went to. So I would read out the sentence and would show it to the students as I do so. So, I bought a plane ticket and went to. And then I would check the meaning in Japanese with them to make sure that everyone in the circle knows what it means. What does it mean? So get one student to translate. So my Japanese is not great, but hikoki kipu o kaite and doko doko e ita. Yes, that's good. That's right. Okay, so we'll pass it round to the next student, and the next student has to read it. Before I pass it to the first student, we'll do 2 or 3 repetitions of the base sentence. I bought a plane ticket. I bought a plane ticket. And went to. And went to. So everybody is capable of reading it. This is a very speaking-based activity. Everyone has to speak. So first student, I bought a plane ticket and I went to. They have to fill this space. Each sentence is designed to be a bit tricky. They have to think about the fact it's a plane ticket. If they say, for example, I went to Hayward, I'll say, no, with an airplane? It's strange. The rules are that they have a countdown. When they get the sentence, they have to start reading the sentence immediately, and when they get to this space, I will start counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If they can't complete the sentence in that time, they get a timeout. Or if they repeat something that another person has already said. So, for example, I bought a plane ticket and I went to America, pass. I bought a plane ticket and I went to Australia, pass. I bought a plane ticket and I went to Italy, pass. I bought a plane ticket and I went to Spain, pass. I bought a plane ticket and I went to Italy. Boo! Because this student already said Italy. We basically just keep passing the card around the circle, and we keep going. You can do 2 or 3 complete circuits of the circle with one sentence if the students are up to the challenge. It works fantastically because no student wants to be the one that breaks the chain. We try not to let them get help from their teammates. Sometimes they will whisper a little bit. We try to make them work independently. Sometimes we'll go, give a hint, to keep it going a bit longer. And the students really enjoy the challenge of it. At first they're all like, it's Hazakashi, speaking. But when they see everyone has to do it, everyone has to do exactly the same speaking, they really don't want to be the one that drops the ball. Okay. The point scoring is, so if this student was the student that had the repetition in Italy, that's a Team A student. So Team B gets a point because Team A messed up. So Team B, 1 point. So very simple scoring mechanism. Just whichever team gets a timeout, the other team gets a point. Or if whichever team does a repetition, the other team gets a point. So I'll quickly go through my sentences with you so you can see what I've got. I stayed at home and played. Again, the point to make with this one is that I stayed at home and played. They can't say things like soccer, tennis, golf. I keep saying it has to be something you can play at home. This is quite funny because at first they're trying to think of sports, but then eventually one student will hit on, and played guitar? Yes. And then they'll do a whole round of musical instruments, for example. So they often find ways of expanding the sentences. I cooked lunch and listened to. So again, with this one, they might start off with things like CD, radio, but then one of them will find like genres of music. I listened to J-pop. Very good. And they'll go, oh, classical, jazz. And so when one student finds a way of breaking the pattern a bit, a whole new area is opened up. So obviously cooked, listened to, past tense. I walked in the zoo and I liked the animals. I went to America and I saw. This one I have to be a little bit strict. I tell them it has to be something that has a connection with America. They can't just say, I saw a dog, I saw a cat. This is quite interesting because it reveals a lot about what they think of America. Every time I've done this, some student has said fat people, which was interesting of their view. They'll go through hamburger chains, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. They'll try and do the cities they know in America, though. So it's quite interesting to see what they know. So I came home and I watched. So movie genres. I tell them they can't have names of Japanese shows, otherwise they'll just start listing manga and anime titles. Or I watched a video, I watched a DVD. I cleaned my room and I ate. There's no connection at all, it's just to practice these two and then foods at the end. I went to the library and I studied school subjects. So each card is designed to focus on a different area of vocabulary. You can see it actually says set 1 here. I have 2 sets of these cards. Actually, I left the second set downstairs, but the second set has things like I went to hospital because I hurt, so body parts, things like that. So each sentence is designed to focus on a different thing. So I say school subjects, food, things you can watch, American culture, animals, things you can listen to. Indoor sports. In set 2 there is the sentence about the Olympics, which covers more sort of outdoor sports. And this one, countries really, or maybe cities. So, very, very simple game, really effective. Students loved it. They were happy to play this for an entire lesson. We usually had like a mini test at the beginning, maybe even some very short warm-up activity. And then with that set of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 cards, lasted us a whole lesson. And the students wanted to keep playing after the bell. So, there you go. Hope that one's useful for you. That's circle sentences.